host, Nakara Campbell, and I am so blessed to be in the space and place because we are welcoming a guest. We are welcoming DJ. So thank you and welcome to the pod.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, first, how we always like to start the pod is how are you feeling?
Mm, I am feeling grateful. Grateful
Mm.
to be here. Grateful for any all opportunities that come my way this year. I'm just open to blessings, honestly. So,
Come on, optimistic girly pop. We love it here. We love it here. Okay, I love that. I really do. So, just a little bit so everyone on the show and those who do not know you know. DJ is the founder and founded Black and Brown Book Designers in July 2020 after being the only Black book cover designer on our team. The AIGA 2019 design census revealed a stark reality that only 3% of designers work in publishing, and of those 3%, identify as Black or African American. Black and Brown Designers is a 501c3 nonprofit, for those who don't know,
mm,
focused on educating Black and Brown creators on book design roles through community workshop resources and covering everything from cover to interior design to illustration and art direction. So, this is very exciting because I think that a lot of people look at these beautiful covers and they're like, huh, how do I get into that? So, for the listeners who don't know you, how would you describe yourself? Not just your title, but who you are as a creative.
I am, of course, I'm a book designer.
Yes.
Um, Outside of that, I am a founder. I'm a sister. I'm
Mm.
a
Sister
loving
of how many?
a sister of two. I have a brother and a twin sister, actually. Um,
You're a
I'm,
twin?
I'm a
Okay,
twin.
I was like, who's the oldest? Were you born first, though?
No, she was.
Okay.
I'm the second one, and then we have a younger brother. Um, and so, yeah, I'm also just a loving human being.
Mm.
I love to. I don't gatekeep. I am open and honest. I'm full of transparency. Um, I'm fun. I'm also shy. So I'm all of those in one creative little bubble. But I'm also, yeah, just living life as much as God guides me to, honestly. I take his word and just go with it, um, unapologetically, with faith, and just move forward with whatever direction, honestly. So,
Oh, I love that. I love that. So, when a lot of people hear book designer, what do they usually picture? And does that actually match up to reality? In your professional opinion.
yeah, it's funny because, like, I usually like, yeah, I'm a designer. It's like saying you're a graphic designer and that somebody automatically thinks that you're an artist and
Mhm.
thinks like, there's some overlapping between the two, but not really. Like, some designers don't illustrate, like myself. Like, I'm not an illustrator at all. So,
Oh.
people would see the work of like a book cover that I did with an illustrator and think, oh, wow, you did that whole thing. And I'm like, no, I didn't. I hired them. I just threw on the type and it was a collaborative project. And then they're like,
Mhm.
but how does that really work? And then people want to learn more of how that, that whole
No,
process.
because you
So
just
like,
exposed something to me. I
yeah,
I
because
did not know
that's
that.
yeah. There's some books that I designed fully of my
Mhm.
own using art, type, whatever it is, and like montage it all together. But yeah, there's most of the times of the titles that I get, I'm partnering up with other people. I'm maybe giving it to another designer to work on because I feel like their style strong suit fits this realm that we're going
Mhm.
for. And yeah, it's everything is very collaborative. It's not a lot of one-offs at the time. And then some people think, you're working on a book cover that you also do the interiors. That's not the case. There's usually someone else who does interiors. There's some publishers where you might have that opportunity to do the interior. Maybe it's like because of it's a small press.
Mhm.
But usually at the big fives, you're doing the covers, your jackets, and that's about it. Someone else has another team. They do that other stuff. They make sure the type matches and go about
Mhm.
it. So.
So when you talking about an interior, because we want to make sure the girly pops and theys and thems and everybody understand the interior. What is that?
So that's like the inside of a book, the whole formatting of the
Right.
pages, numbers, paragraphs, whatever it is, that's
Uh,
a whole structure of formatting, and there's a system in place. I don't know all of the logistics
right.
of it. Again, I don't do interiors, but there is a whole system to it, making sure everything's aligned. There's no like widows, which is a widow. It's literally a word that's at the end of a sentence, and it's only one little word. So that like feels weird on a page because
Yeah.
everything else is at the top. So there's so many like small little details that go into making sure everything is structured in a perfect way, and especially like the number count. You want to
Mhm.
make sure it's bounded properly with the right numbers, how many pages is there, fill in the blank. It's a whole thing.
Oh my gosh, it's like Devil Wears Prada for like books.
Pretty
Like,
much. Pretty
like
much.
I was like thinking, I'm like sitting here and I'm like, oh my God, it's like your editor in chiefing. It's
Yeah. It's
yeah, for
a
interior
whole
and
lot of
all
work
of
for
it.
interiors. And you know, some books be thick, like
No, they do be thick.
400 and something. Like, that's why I don't do that. I just do the covers and the jackets and call it a day.
Oh, wow. Okay. So walk us back of Baby DJ. Okay. We're going back in time. Going back in time. What made you fall in love with books, design, all of it?
I was always a creative person. I was always into drawing, painting, whatever it is, like creatively with colors and just a form of expression. I was always a very quiet person. And so that was pretty much my outlet without saying words. It was more of bringing that visual attention. I was always fascinated by photography, film, short films, anything visual.
Mhm.
And growing up, my mom was always instilled in us like volunteering. She would do community. We would do community service in the neighborhood, walk
Listen.
around shoveling snow wherever it is, helping out the neighbors, going and giving out food, whatever it is. She said, "You're gonna be doing volunteering." And I was like,
Right.
"Okay." And at some point, I found that that's so normal that I continued to do that throughout my adulthood.
Mm.
And then from there, it was like I also then found my way into books, going to the library, and just constantly like seeing a cover and being like, wow, this is so nice. Like I wouldn't even take out the book. I would just look at the cover and be so fascinated and be like, oh, this one's pretty or this one's not, and feel the papers. But I never knew at that point that that would kind of lead me into where I am now.
Right.
I slowly became a reader over time, but it was just being in that space just felt like home. And I always
Mm.
kind of remind myself, like, if I feel safe in this space, then it must mean something. You know, you want to find a place where you are just welcomed all of the time. So I kept that in the back of my mind throughout my childhood. Like, I'm going to be in, whenever I'm in places that feel safe, then that's a good sign.
No, that is a good sign. A nervous regulated system is great. Like
Yeah.
a nervous regulated system is amazing. I was just talking to my partner about that too. I said that's the biggest gift I hope to pass down.
Yeah.
It's a regulated nervous system, and for people when they come in my orbit to feel safe,
Yep.
safe, safe with love. So let's talk about you founded Black and Brown Designers, and I kind of highlighted the stark differences. Well, the small percentage of Black designers that there are. So, can you tell us about in July 2020 what really sparked you to go ahead and found this organization, and tell us about Black and Brown designers, book designers, in your own words, and like what it is to you?
Yeah. So it's always funny when people ask me like starting it in July 2020, but it was actually started around like the end of 2019.
Oh.
Um, I had this idea of maybe it would be a book club. Like we all talk about design books and this and that, and I was like, you know what? I don't want it to be a book club, and I just
Yeah.
sat with it. I prayed over it for some time. Time kept passing. Constantly having conversations with people like, man, I'm just looking for someone that looks like me. I'm tired of going to the cafeteria and seeing black individuals and then be like, oh, they're in editorial, oh, they're in marketing or any other place but the cover design department that I was in. And then eventually I was like, you know what, let me just sit with it. Of course, the whole world came to a halt in 2020 with all of the terrible things that happened.
Yes, so many
Which
terrible things.
exactly. And out of that, I realized like maybe this is something I need to do. It sort of gave me a boost of courage of being like I need to speak up, just like
Mhm.
everyone else is doing this opportunity, and reminding me that I'm not alone in this industry or in this world. So at that point, that's when I eventually posted of one post, and then it became a big thing of just like I'm just gonna step in faith, not have fear, and then see what unfolds. So
Mm.
that's
I
pretty much
love that.
how it happened.
So I don't want to obviously trigger, but being one of one
Hmm.
is tough.
Yeah.
Like I understand it. I've been it. Um, what what was that like for you to just be in that situation? Especially because you're highlighting other Black folks are in different departments. Like what
Mhm.
if someone ever finds themselves in this situation? What would be the advice that helped you in your feelings of it all?
Man, I think it was a lot. Like I
Yeah.
juggled with a lot emotionally. It was also like my first corporate job in the publishing industry outside of college. So at
Right.
that point, I was like, what is healthcare? What is this? What's a 401k? Like literally,
What's
like
matching? Matching.
what's this?
Matching.
That doesn't make any sense. I have 20 PTO days. Okay, like processing it all and just like going with the flow at the
Mhm.
same time. And it's always that thing that people say like you fake it till you make it. But I was like, how do I do that? And
Mhm.
especially feeling like I was being pigeonholed on certain projects, um, or feeling like was I tokenized just to be here?
Mhm.
Because at some point I was actually part-time for almost a year at that point before even going into full-time. And so at that point it really got to me emotionally
Yeah.
of like, am I really supposed to be here, or are they just keeping
Mhm.
me on a string just for now? And so it's a lot. I think finding, if so I could talk to someone back like in that position now, I would definitely say just stay true to yourself. Find the
Mhm.
people that you truly trust in the industry, and just find people to just talk to, even if it's just your sibling, if it's your friend, to kind of find someone to vent to. Because I find it in those moments that I was constantly venting to my sister,
Yeah.
because she's the only person that could just hear me out and sort of might not really understand, but sort of just be able to listen to what I was trying to say and express in those hard times. So just finding community, and it is hard to find community at times. So
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's hard. It's
No, it is.
prayer is honestly it, honestly.
Yeah. Oof. That's why I always ask folks who are in positions where it's either one or very few, what advice would you give to yourself? Because it's hard. It's not easy. You definitely feel crazy a lot of the time.
Mhm.
You feel like you're in a scratch record. Um, like sometimes like skirt skirt. Did they really just say that? It's like or a pause montage. Like you wondering how I got here, huh? I've
Right?
been in a couple of those situations, so I'm sure you have too. You're like,
And you're like, do I respond or do I just like, you don't know what to say in those moments. You just kind of like
yes,
process. It's a lot. It
yes,
feels like weight, so much weight on your shoulders that you're carrying,
hmm
because you're the first one there, and you're like, man, I
exactly.
can't
You
mess
don't
this
want to
up.
be the last.
Yeah,
So
exactly. It's like, I can't mess this up because someone else. I'm hoping that someone else is gonna be behind me. You
yes,
know? So
exactly. I think about it often.
yeah.
Often, all the time, every day in my work. And why did you we talked about how you knew you didn't want this to be a book club. You knew you wanted it to be more. So why nonprofit versus a network or anything like that? Why a nonprofit?
I get that a lot. Just also for me, like I mentioned, like childhood, like I was always volunteering. I was always in the space to give back, and that's what I felt like I needed to do. And it just didn't feel right to make it like an LLC monetary of any of that sort,
Mhm.
because it was like it's. I was looking for community, so and accessibility at the same time. So
Yeah.
I needed to find what was that middle ground, and it was too obvious to make it a nonprofit. Now we do cater to all. Like Black and
Yeah.
Brown Book Designers is a nonprofit dedicating for making book design accessible for book designers, illustrators, but we also have the curious readers, those
Mhm.
who are curious about the publishing industry, who might just want to step into a space where they just want to create, but also have a passion for books. We allow that space to be a safe space, but also a creative one, to allow someone to learn about the book publishing industry in so many different avenues. So
Mhm.
it's not just coming as like a learning opportunity to kind of like, oh, I'm in school. You're coming to have fun. You're coming to read. You're coming to network, and just meet other people in this bookish space. So,
I love that.
yeah.
So let's let's go into, for someone hearing about black and brown book designers for the first time. What does the organization? I know that's a lot. It's someone probably who wears like 3,001 hats.
Let's see. Could you could you repeat the question? You're
Yeah,
on now.
yeah. Oh, sorry. So if someone is hearing about black and brown book designers for the first time and wants to know what the organization does, like what do you do on a day to day? What does your day look like?
My day, a lot.
I know. I'm sure.
It's a lot of answering emails, a lot of making sure things are in place. We actually have two sections of the organization. One, which is our programming committee that focuses on, we go to middle schools, high schools, colleges, all ages, and also partner with other literary nonprofits like the New York Public Library, any other library
Mm.
spaces. And from there, it's sort of like a teaching avenue where there's workshops, there's extended programmings within our internships or mentorship programs where you can learn more in depth about it. But then we have our fun side, which is like I like to call the book club atmosphere, where it's like you're not reading, you're having fun. So we do our book lovers hike that we've been doing since 2024. We do networking community hours where it's mingle, snap book swaps. We just discussions, artist talks, whatever it is, we kind of just break it into those two. And so I'm always making sure things are happening at least once a month, every other month. I have a wonderful team of probably like, blessed this year, I think it's probably like a little over 20 volunteers.
Wow.
And we are all over. I now moved over here to Maryland. So I'm venturing out over here to
Welcome
the
to the
DC
United
area.
States of Maryland.
But I'm a born and raised New Yorker, Brooklynite, so we still have our community people over there. And it's just nice to kind of now bridge the two and see
Yeah.
so many different people, artists, authors come into play. So it's a lot of juggling, but having the amazing team and support has been very, very helpful to kind of allow me to sort of sit back, but still oversee and make sure things are going
Right.
right in the right direction. But overall, we just have a blast. Like I'm very chill. Everyone's chill, and we just like to have fun. So
Yes. Well, welcome. I do also enjoy Brooklyn. I will be there next weekend. Just to, well, actually, no, to try my wedding dresses, but
wedding great. Which year? 2027, 2026.
2026. I'm getting married in December.
Congrats! I'm
Thank you.
2027 bride.
Well, I will help you with all the tips, and we will talk about that after this because
Yeah.
I got all the tips, all the tricks. Yes. So, whew, I understand. I understand. So I'm going up to New York. All my friends live also in New York, but I am a Maryland girly pop. But my friends do live in New York, so I love that this energy of creativity seems to be
Yes,
juicing us together in our connections.
me too.
So for the freelance directory that you have,
Mhm.
and we talked about the school visits program, how do these tools connect designers to real opportunities? Like what have you seen? Any personal anecdotes or anything success stories that you can share?
Yes, we've had about two of our volunteers actually get full-time positions at top one of the top five publishers. And then also our portfolio review we had in, I believe it was 2024.
Hmm.
We had a 22% rate also of people who got full-time positions from our portfolio reviews. And it's just wonderful to see those small little wins that come into play. And just continuing to do that and continuing to connect and bring awareness. And so, like the freelance directory is just the same as just what we do on the platform is highlight other Black and Brown designers, but we also do illustrators and any other creatives within that field. And so just highlighting them, allowing them for other people in the publishing industry to see their work and possibly hire them for a specific project that comes in, in their emails is a wonderful thing to see. Because sometimes I'll see people featured on a directory, and the next thing I know, I see their work is on a book cover, and it's like, wow. Even though it might not have been me, or maybe it's the social media world that whatever,
Yeah.
it's nice to see them having an opportunity to
Right.
shine and seeing their work exist in this space. So that's pretty much the outlook of it. Now, the directory is a little old. It's been around for some time now. But we are super excited to be launching our website pretty soon, hopefully. With just a
Ooh.
lot of grants and funding that's coming into play. And so we're hoping to cover the cost in that way, have this new website where it's more functionality, more designers, more creatives, and just overall a wonderful platform to just use even for indies to kind of search
Mhm.
for their designers or their
Right.
illustrators that they want to work on for their books.
Oh, I love that. So let's talk about really some white wonder, especially think we're very much on the same wavelength. Like I need my aesthetic to look good. You know what I'm saying? But for others who don't think about that, they might wonder, does a designer of a book matter? Can you like make the case why representation matters behind the scenes in your work in publishing and how important it is to have diverse designers as well as diverse, yeah, just diverse designers. Yeah, that's the question.
When there's cultural representation that's in the forefront of a book, that you want to make sure things are visually respectful and
Right.
visually accurate, I feel like that's, of course, 110% is when it's needed for someone to be able to find that specific person of identity to design that specific book. There are times where maybe I see a book might be suggested to me and it's like, oh, we just, maybe it's just some type. There's not really imagery focus or nothing. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But it just feels like you just want me to do it to kind of fill in that space
Hmm.
rather than any other visual representation that is needed. Um, and so there's a thin line between, for me, in my personal opinion, when it comes to having someone of a specific race design in certain genres or certain like requests that's
Right.
needed. Because again, we're all designers.
Hmm.
We're all able to create and design outside of our realms, outside of our own identities. But there's a thin line between pigeonholing someone to only design for a specific identity and not giving them the opportunity to shine in other areas versus just, allowing them to have that opportunity. Being in the space is a blessing in disguise, but it's also wanting to be seen and validated in other spaces, not just working on Black titles because I'm a Black designer. I want to be known as a wonderful and great designer
Hmm.
of all genres and all in the areas of books. So to me, I feel like give me the opportunity to do so. Give others the opportunity to shine, not just only shine because of their sexuality or because of their identity at the same time. So it's it's a lot. There's so many different pinpoints to that one question
And yeah.
overall. But I do think it is important when it is needed in that sense. Definitely have someone of a specific race or identity to specifically design for those books.
Mm. And even to go back to the your earlier point, especially about not pigeonholing us into certain design portfolios. What what have you seen has been the barrier, and what can folks in their own sphere of influence help do to propel other designers, black designers, to work on different titles that are not just black books or whatever may have you?
Is definitely speaking up,
Mhm.
definitely saying what you have interest in. I remember a long time ago, I was doing therapy when I first got into the industry, and my therapist was like, "You just need to speak up and be very vulnerable at this moment and let them know how you're feeling." It's just like anyone. If you have a conflict with a sibling or family member, you're not just going to hold it in, you're going to speak up and say something. And so that's what I had to do. I had to learn to say no, I had to learn to say yes, and I had to learn to set boundaries in terms of what I will take and what I won't take. And so when it came specifically to freelancing, I would get, looking back at all my projects, majority of them, about like a good 80-90% of them were requests for Black only titles. And
Mhm.
those already get acquired at such a small number in the publishing industry. You're only getting a certain amount of projects out of a year. And so that already pigeonholes me for success in the industry to even just grow creatively because now I'm only getting a certain amount of titles out of that year. And so at times when I was getting a lot of around 2020, there was a lot of books coming out about like trauma and slavery and all sorts. And I'm like, I'm
Yes,
already
everybody want
dealing
to
with
learn about race.
yeah, I'm already dealing with so much emotional heavy weight, and you're asking me to design these things. And I, at some point, have to be like, can I step back? Can you give me something of Black stories, of Black love, of Black greatness, of Black happiness and success, rather than just the trauma and turmoil books that you just get in your cues? Like,
Mhm.
I want to spotlight that in our happiness and our success, not just the trauma in the past that we have to deal with on a day to day on top of that. So allowing myself to speak up and say that, it was either I got the white guilt of, oh, that wasn't my intention, or I got in radio silence and never gotten a project from them again. And
Mm,
so it's sad to see like that has been the outcome. And even
mhm.
speaking to other people as well, of just like, yeah, that's has happened. And
Yeah.
it's like, but if, it's like how that outcome becomes for you versus someone else who might do the same, it's a different outcome for them.
Mhm.
And you just kind of keep pushing. I keep still producing the work. I let people know, hey, you got Black love, you got anything of success stories, you got a cookbook by any author, whatever it is. If it's a Black one, I'll take it too. But if
Mhm.
it's just also just anything outside of that trauma, I
Yeah.
will take it and allow me the opportunity to design something that you might not even have seen before. But
Mm.
giving me that chance allows me to now break barriers around creatively and showcase you who I am as a creative person.
Oh, I
So,
love that. What does it to you and what you've seen, especially entering into this conversation? What does it cost the industry creatively and commercially when we exclude black and brown designers from or overlook them in the industry? What does it cost?
the word representation just comes to mind. I think when you don't allow the opportunities to be at the forefront, it just basically takes away that authenticness, that
Mhm.
representation that's needed, the for readers to be seen and validated in this space. These authors are being vulnerable and
Yeah.
writing at the same time that can go left or could go right. And at
Yeah.
the same time, you want readers to connect. So there needs to be funding involved when it comes to marketing. There needs to be a right avenue of how we want to display and showcase this book on the shelves, because that's the first thing people or readers are going to see. It's so many different pinpoints that go into play to make sure this book is a success, and we all want the book to succeed, but it's really down to the authenticness of it, the intention behind it, and making sure the audience and the author is needs are met in terms of what is being displayed for this book.
Mm. What has been the hardest part of building and sustaining black and brown book designers?
Ooh.
I know. Yeah, I
It's
just went there.
a lot.
Mm-hmm.
As a nonprofit, for one, like people, think, nonprofits are general. Like, of course, our events are free. You kind of just come and,
Yes.
exist in these spaces and have a good time. But at the same time, funding is always the number one thing. It's like I've been using a good percentage of my own money since the start of it all. And
Mm-hmm.
at times I'm like, man, could I even continue to do this at times? Like life happens. So I
Yeah.
have other priorities for myself. Um, but I keep having faith. I have a great support system of volunteers, a great support system of family, those who donated when we had our campaigns up. Grateful for every single one of them. And it's truly just continue to just have faith and
Mm-hmm.
keep pushing and knowing that the right opportunities will come at the right time. So.
Mm. Have you ever faced pushback from within the industry or otherwise in regards to what, like what you are building, what you have built?
Mm, I wouldn't say much of a pushback. Um, I've gotten a lot of people saying that they'll help, saying that they'll be there, like publishers or
Mm-hmm.
in the publishing industry, like, oh, we should definitely collaborate, or we should definitely do this or support. But when it comes time to actually doing it, like, it just hasn't been there yet. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes two parties to tangle, but I'm all about intention and I'm all about just having that 100% of, you know, an agreement in terms of collaboration. So it's making sure the right time is there when it comes to that, and not just partnering up just because they're a big name publisher, but
Right.
knowing that there's intention behind it. And it's just like also not seeing us as a trend. I think there was a big thing of 2020 that everything became almost like our identities sadly became a trend of being these
Yeah.
spaces, being hired. And it's just to a point of like now all of a sudden DE and I is taking out of place. Things are slowly shifting and it's like, okay, we see this, we knew that this was a trend and it was how long
Yes.
it's gonna continue to last and maybe
Right.
even repeat itself. So
The black gold rush, as I said.
yeah, is that. Let's see.
There we go. Sorry. It's
No,
hold Sorry for the intermission.
no, it's okay. I was like, wait, is it my computer or so? I was like,
No, it is me. It is me.
but I was like,
Technology, it literally stopped. And I said, "Oh, no! Why would it happen now?" It's like every time we're about to get a snowstorm, this is what happens.
oh wow, yeah,
Every
about the snows. Yeah.
and I
Mhm.
cannot do another snowstorm. I'm about to crash out. But anyway, about to crash out, y'all. I'm unwell. But if you had a magic wand and could change one thing about how the publishing industry recruits and retains black and brown designers, what would it be?
Magic wand. Oh,
I know.
question.
You could have anything you want
With a magic wand.
with a magic wand.
I would definitely say, of course, having a seat at the table in the
Mm,
industry, but still giving us the opportunity. I feel like there's one thing of like, yeah, we have great numbers of diversity in the like in house, but what is it on the other side when you're
right.
there, when you're sitting, when you have conversation with your colleagues? Do you feel welcome? Do you feel safe? Do you feel like you are being valued in the right and respectful way as an individual in the space? Because that's not always the case. You know, it's usually some people have bad experience based upon their managers and they just decide to leave. I've
Yeah.
seen so many black individuals come in and probably stay no more than 2 years and then leave out of the
Wow.
industry. And it's just like, it's sad to see like that it seems the repetitiveness out of it. But of course, it comes down to pay. It comes down to being valued, being overworked because they feel the necessary need that oh they can be fine or it's it's a lot of that. We carry a lot of weight when it comes into these predominantly white spaces, but we also just want to be respected, and valued for who we are. And sometimes that's not always the case. So,
I've always heard there's a joke someone told me in the publishing industry that it's the golden handcuffs. And I said, "What?" Somebody told me that. I said, "I don't." They're like, "You never heard of that?" I said, "No," because I'm not in the industry. Why would I know that?
no,
But
that. That's very funny. It's yeah, I can see it that way. I heard of a saying that there was like, everybody wants a seat in the industry, but you only get the seat if someone either retires or dies because it's that thing of once you're in, people's like, I'm locking it in and I'm staying
Yeah.
for so long because they love what they do, which is great. But at
Yes.
the same time, it's sad to kind of a lot of people are throwing all their eggs in one basket to apply to these positions, and it's just like, yeah, you're gonna. It's one out of a million chances that you're probably gonna get in here because once you're in, people are saying,
Yeah, I think that's why too, because they're like, yeah, because the benefits are so good. Like
yeah,
you get summer Fridays, like the
Fridays, you
benefits are great.
get
Like
paychecks. What else?
right. I was like, oh,
They match your 401k. It's all
right.
that,
Yeah.
I'm
And the
around
time,
this much.
right. And the time, especially when we don't got that many benefits,
Is that?
you know? What would you want? Let's say a publishing house or art directors, creative directors are listening to this pod. What would you want them to actually do differently?
Hmm. I got asked that question once, and my response probably I feel still the same is I wouldn't share my answer because I feel like that's something someone has to decide for themselves and
Mm,
figuring out how they want to. I've been in this space for a while where a lot of people seem to come to me or even other black individuals for the answers. And I'm not one to give the answers. The
amen.
man upstairs is the one that give me the answers. But I think for you as the individual listening of a different identity
Hmm.
and want to do good in this space, to definitely do more of internal thinking, maybe some DE and I training, and maybe just understanding from a human standpoint the what it means out of respect, what it means of giving the opportunity to succeed, and just overall just do good, feel
Hmm.
good, be good, just all of that.
I love that. I really do. So if a young person is listening to this pod right now and they love design, they love, never considered book design as a career because they might not even know this actually exists. What would you say to them if they
Def-
want to get started? They're just like, I don't know.
Definitely follow Black and Brown book designers. Just a little
Period.
plug there. But even then, you'll find a wonderful network of people in the space. Do your research, find out what genres you have interest in, what genres you might not have interest in, because even though you might not have interest in something, you're gonna 9 out of 10 times have the opportunity to design it because that's just how it is in the industry. Um, Also, there's so many different avenues to just book design. There's again marketing, there's illustration, there's design, there's covers, there's interiors. There's so many different avenues that you can go into this space that find out what is most valuable to you in this current season of your life. What do you want for yourself? And do a lot of deep digging because that then determines what you want and what you will get out of it. Um, and I would also say definitely, I'm also open to chats. Like I have it on my website that anyone can have a 15, 30-minute chat however long they want to. And I want to have that human connection. So I allow that opportunity for people to just get their portfolio reviews, look over their resumes, but not almost in a way that feels transactional because that's not what I want. I want to be able to know you as a human being, know you as a creative, and just having that opportunity. I've met some amazing and talented creatives out there, and so yeah, that's also an opportunity there too.
I love that. What's next? What's next for Black and Brown book designers? What are you building towards?
Again, we started out in New York. Now we're venturing over here to the DMV.
Hmm.
I'm loving it already, and I'm super excited to see what blossoms. Bringing our programmings, our workshops, our book lovers hike, our community hours, whatever it is, into this new area, this new city, and just continue to watch it blossom and bloom with collaborations from schools, bookstagrammers, book clubs, whatever it is. I just want to bring awareness to the publishing industry and the creatives behind it because you see so many talk about a book and it was rated X, Y, and Z and give so much credit. But sometimes, it's nice to get a little pat on the back every once in a while of a little tag of so and so designed this, or we're shouting them out. So just have fun, but also bring awareness to the book publishing industry.
Yeah. Duality.
Exactly.
Duality.
Yeah.
Where can the people find you, support, or get involved? Tell us the things. Tell us the things.
So to follow me specifically, I am on Instagram only at I am Dominique with three
Mhm.
E's. And then also for Black women book designers, we have our website, bnbbookdesigners.com. We have on Instagram, Threads, what else? YouTube at BNB Book Designers.
Mhm.
Yeah, and just follow us. We have our newsletter, whatever it is, stay connected. We're popping up wherever you can. We're doing pop up cities too
Oh, I
throughout the
love
states.
that.
So yeah, you'll see us around.
Oh, I love that. Okay, little rapid fire to end us with a little bit. Favorite book cover of all time?
Ooh, that I designed or didn't?
Both.
Mm, okay. I would say there's so many. Okay, the ones that I designed, there's so many. I can't pick which ones, but I will say my favorite out of last year that has published
Okay.
has to be two.
Okay.
It was Black Genius. And
Oh, I love that cover.
thank you.
Yes, I have it.
That one was a good one.
Yes.
And also People Like Us. That was another great one that I loved. I read his first one like
Mhm.
every single year, like once a year after it came out. It was like it's so good. And so like having the opportunity to design that one, I was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, hit me with it. I'm
Oh,
good.
yes.
And it was fun. Yeah.
A book that changed your life.
Ooh. I can't choose because I think each and every one of the books that I've read out of my expansion of
Mhm.
30 years of life has definitely taught me something. Taught me
Mm.
something about myself, taught me about something about someone else that I might not have seen a different perspective, but also gave me an insight on general life
Yeah.
from past to present to maybe the optimistic future. It's each books that I've read definitely taught me a little bit about life. So
Okay.
I can't choose one.
Mm. What changed your life? What book changed your life last year?
Oh, so last year I can't even actually say because I haven't even read outside of what I read for work. So I
Oh,
do so much reading for work
right.
that I haven't had the time to really just sit down and read for myself. But I will throw in a little plug and say that I have been reading Junie for your book club because
Oh, welcome.
I'm super excited. So this is actually my first book in a very long time that I'm actually reading, and I'm truly enjoying it. So,
Yes, I'm glad you're having fun. And if my book club girlies are listening right now, they were mad at
exactly.
me that it was another slippery book. Because we read Let Us Descend first, and they were like, Jasmine Ward gutted me. I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I mean, I did know, but I didn't know. And I'm sorry. It's okay. A good cry is needed.
Right? Oh my gosh. Oh
Listen, they gonna drag me to hell and high water.
well, I am ready. I am ready for book club. So,
Listen, me too, me too. One word to describe the future of Black and Brown designers in publishing.
ooh, one word.
One word. One word.
Mm, I would say greatness.
Mm. And we love that.
Greatness. Yeah.
Greatness.
No matter what we do, no matter what we touch, no matter anything,
Mhm.
we just exist in a space that we are full of greatness, and I think that is so untouchable.
Yeah, it is. It is. Resilience is real.
Hmm.
But not like in a resilience in a sad way. Resilience of like, wow, I
Hmm.
cannot believe that I've come
Yep.
from such greatness
Hmm.
that I now have the ability to be as free, even if we don't feel free
Yeah,
right now.
and exist in a space where you can just be you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's really
Woo.
important.
Amen. Amen. Well, Dominique, and I am so blessed that you decided to grace us on the pod and talk about something that I'm sure a lot of people did not know about. So I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to talk to me, little old me.
I'm grateful for you to give me an opportunity. I don't, as a book designer, I don't get that much recognition as much. And just even having the opportunity to speak to you from seeing you on the internet, I just truly am blessed and grateful for this opportunity. So I truly thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. And everyone who is listening, make sure you following Dominique and Black and Brown Book Designers because they're doing the great work. And if you were ever curious about book design for yourself or for people in your life, that's also perfect. Mentorship is important. So give it to a friend, give it to a kid of a friend. Or if you're looking for your second or third or fourth act, maybe this is your act. Maybe this is your stage. And with that, y'all, this is another episode of But Make It Books. Keep reading, keep healing, but always make sure you're in community with others. And I will see